It is today's leadoff question with Caleb Lehman, a member of the Rossville football team. Caleb, what advice would you give any freshman entering varsity sports?
To freshmen entering varsity sports, my number one thing would just to be flexible and be open. Not only is that to coaching, but that's to listening to your upperclassmen. That's to getting put in new positions. Coaches are going to put you into positions where you might not have played before, and I think being even if you don't end up playing that position, it'll help you in your main position or whatever you might have to do on and off the field.
When did you learn that? When did that kind of soak in for you in your high school career?
I would say that kind of started my sophomore year when I started to see more varsity time. I was just trying to get in really wherever I could, on Friday nights. I started with special teams and then I started getting in on plays on offense and defense. And so just what came with that was during practice, I was fitting in spots on scout team and on the varsity side wherever I could. Wherever coach needed me, I was doing it for him.
Any advice that you remember like early on in your career, especially as a freshman, that you received?
Yeah, I remember a lot of the senior linemen like Jacob Carver, who plays at Emporia now, and some of the other guys. They were just telling me get in on scout team. Give them a good look, and that'll help out the varsity more than anything on a Friday night, and it'll also help the coaches get a good idea of like what I can do on a Friday night later on. So,
For you, what was the hardest thing to grasp as a freshman? Like, was there anything that stood out to you that was just more challenging than anything else?
I would say more than anything, it was trying to quote unquote not fit in. I tried to go with the pack a lot, and midway through my freshman season, I was like, I kind of realized that maybe it's not okay to fit in with the pack. It's okay to kind of do your own thing and again be flexible and just do what you need to do and not try to just stick to the sideline. Go out there. You might not do your best, but you're gonna go out there. You're gonna give it your all.
For you now, like who do you seek out to get advice from now? Is there anyone that stands out that you go to the most?
I obviously go to my O line coach, Dan Schneider. He's great. I love Schneider. But more than anything, I still reach out to some of the guys I used to play with for advice, and I reach out to collegiate players as well.
That is Caleb Lehman with the Rossville football team. It is today's leadoff question on Kansas Sports Channel with Bryson Fulk, a member of the Independence football team. Bryson, what advice would you give any freshman entering varsity football?
Man, if I were to give a freshman advice, I'd definitely say like you can't take anything for granted. Gotta if you get a chance, if you get the reps on the field, you can't pass that up.
When did you learn that? When did that settle in for you in your career?
I mean I learned that my freshman year. Coach tossed us in a game. We're all out here scared out of our minds, and you know we just we go in there and we got to give it our all because you never know when it's your last chance.
When did that kind of settle in though for you? You mentioned kind of scared out of your minds early
Oh
on. When did
yeah,
it kind of calm down for you?
yeah. I think it was probably towards the end of my junior year. I realized like I really have nothing to be scared of. It's just habit at this point. And I mean, it kind of set in. Started this year, really. It's like, man, this is my senior year. This is my last chance. So,
Did anybody give you advice when you were a freshman? Anything that stood out to you?
yeah. My freshman year, his name was Isaiah Malusian. He was a big old boy, D lineman, but he told me he was like, I'm a senior, right? And he said it flies a lot quicker than you think it will. And here I am, a senior, and it feels like my freshman year was just yesterday.
Now, where do you receive most of your advice from? Or I guess who gives you the most advice now?
I get most of my advice from my coaches, but my peers around me, Kellen Lanning, Stanley Kowalczyk, Jace Dye, all the other seniors around me, we keep each other going.
Do you reach out to the freshmen now, or do you wait for them to ask you any questions?
No, say a lot of the freshmen I'm pretty close with. I know a lot of them because a lot of them are my buddies' younger brothers or something like that. So it's just kind of they look up to us. So we're just kind of there for them because we know that when we were younger, we loved it when those older guys were coming down to us giving us advice. So we just try our best to make sure those younger guys are ready for it.
That is Bryson Fulk with Independence Football in today's leadoff question.